people, how we're doing? Right, I'm going to show you how to set up. Obviously you know what VMware is. Well, people who probably look at this channel, virtual machines. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Windows 11, activate it. We're using a different method, and then we will test it out. Now, so what I'm going to do basically is I've already grabbed the image off the internet through using a website called uudump. Now uudump is like, I would say, I think it's an official release pay site for engineers and stuff like that. I've used it for quite a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to use uudump. I'm going to need to create a virtual machine. So here we go. There will be parts of this with it. I'll begin again. Stumbling my words. I will be cutting certain parts of the video because you don't want to sit and do the installation. You don't want to hear me talking. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this virtual machine. We're alright on here. I'm not going to touch anything. Install from a pen drive. I'm actually currently installing or setting up Visual Studio because my other one corrupted. So but I'm going to be doing it using another file anyway, so we're going to just bear with me. Let me just go to my folders. I've got so many folders on here now. 4 terabyte. It's actually an 8 terabyte, not a 4 terabyte, but I've split it so I can use multiple installs. Right, OS, ISOs. Not in Linux. I don't want Linux. We don't need Linux today. This one, Windows 11, and we'll do the 23H2. It doesn't matter whether you use 24H2 or 23H2. I'm just going to shoot it because I've actually got 24H2. There's still a lot of bugs in it, so I'm not happy with that still. So that's going to be our boot system. Basically we're going to call it x64 23H2, and it will be activated, or I will activate it. I don't need a password. I don't know whether or not I should actually. No, I don't need. Go away. I thought, yeah, at one time you don't have to require a password, but that'll do. Right, UFAI. Alright, we'll just set that all up. That'll do. Right, we'll give it 16 gig of RAM. I've actually got 64 gig in this. So if I just do it to 16384, which is the memory I think I'll use. No, there with address. Yeah, okay. Use bridged. I'll use the bridge so it has internet access. Local SAS. That'll do. Let's go to the NVMe. I think I'll just use SATA. Recommended. I'm not using it for speed. Existing now. Create a new. And we want 64 gig. I'll do 128 gig in a single file. I know it slows it down a little bit, but I'm just demonstrating it at the moment. So we want to split it onto a certain drive. So I'll put it on a 4 terabyte actually. SS4 SSD. There you go. I'll just do it there. VM 23H2. That'll do. I'm just putting it on there for the moment. Save. Right, okay. Next. Right, we're good to go, I think. So off we do it. It's creating the disk now. we shall get into setting up Windows. I think it's got, is it recording? Yeah, it is. Okay, just making sure it's recording. It's taking a little time. I'll probably speed this a little bit up as it seems to be taking a while. And we'll just do, what's the keys? Is it? There we go. So we'll just go as full screen, and we'll just go full screen. So it says we're doing it from a machine. There we go. Installation. Okay, so that's that one. US keyboard's alright. Repair computer a lot quicker nowadays. Right, we don't need that. Have no credit key. Don't matter about that for the moment. We're going to use a different way, so we'll just pick up. These are actually from uudump. They're actually different editions. So we're going to pick the usual, the Pro. We could pick any of these. It doesn't matter. Right, select. Right, okay. Do this. Okay. We're going to run upgrade and the custom install. We've got nothing on there, 128 gigabytes. I'll just leave it that because I'm not going to do any backups. So there you go. Off it goes. Is it Shift F10? Is it active here? Yes, it is. So what we could do really is we could go to 7, and there it is, setting up the windows now. So if we wanted to at this point, I think if I go Explorer, no, it isn't available yet, no worries. I think if you hold the Shift key and F8, or is it F10? Is it F10? Yes, it is, right. We've currently got, there's the Windows installation. Whoops. Right, okay, so we're in there. Go backslashes. Right, now what we can do, Explorer, and we need to go to, we'll just go whoops. I think it's https / www.massgrave.dev, is it? Right. It's installed, it's doing something. There we go. Oh, go away. Without data, yeah, we don't want that. We can track your information, we can do this and we can do that, diagnose. Alright, so there's nothing there at the moment. Oh, did I get the right website right? Massgrave. Is it Massgrave without double S? No. One sec. Right, okay, I don't want you at the moment. Right, so it's Massgrave .dev, is it? Microsoft activation scripts, there you go. Here we go, here's the right. So what you can do is, you see this here now, you take this, you copy it, Shift F10, and then you go PowerShell. Whoops. PowerShell. Oh. I typed too fast. PowerShell. Right, so it brings you into the PowerShell system. Bing. And now it's loading the profile stuff. Sometimes it doesn't act properly if you're trying to activate it within a file, you know, with antivirus. Antivirus will try and block this. Right, so we got Windows 1, so you just go 1 and off it goes. Fantastic. Right, okay, so obviously this is a pretty useful tool, this, but we're not going to be going there now. We're activated now, so we can just close all these now, and we're back to square one, which is our bearing in mind now Windows is activated. Excuse me. So it'll look at the machine as an OEM. Because usually what OEM does, I mean what usually activation does on OEM is it'll check it anyway to do with the hardware, you know, with the BIOS, with the firmware. I think it relates it to certain devices on your machine, and I think it has to be connected to the internet because I think there's a database of those that are activated. Anyway, Microsoft. I'll just go OS. I'll do. I don't. This is one of the things I hate about this. You're hearing me moaning about a lot about this, the kind of stuff. They require like. I understand about the authentication with scammers and stuff like that, but not if officially if you're setting up your machine yourself. That you got to keep changing the password every now and again, or you got to require you know, at the end of the day, if you've got a memorable memory for something on your computer and they're asking it's not good enough, well, what's it got to do with them? Do you know what I mean? If you want to use your date of birth, fine, fair enough, but you can always right, okay, I'm just going to show you how you activate this, right? It's already activated, obviously, but obviously getting in through the profile, you go through that way instead through the homes. Should you go options, use join instead, and then we'll just go Nick. That's it. We're done. Now what I'll do is you can use that, you can log it in without a password. Turn off all the tracking. So you do not want Microsoft receiving any of our information, even though they're forcing it on us anyway with 24H2. I do not like 24H2. It's so buggy, it's unbelievable. I transferred a lot of my files over to 24H2 and the whole thing stopped the programs running. Right, okay, so here we go. Right, so as you can see, it's going to continue with its setup routine, so Shift F10, MS Info, whoops, MS Info 32. What? Right, this is the machine what it's created on the virtual machine. As you can see, I've got a 5700. Actually, it's a good CPU. And I'm running off RTX graphics card, a B450, so it's simulating an Intel B450, 440, sorry. That's an old platform chip, usually used for the Pentiums. It was actually a good board, that, the 440 BM. What I'm just saying, talking this now because I'm waiting for this to kick in because it might just reboot shortly. So what have we got here? So we've got a Windows 11 Pro, version 22.631. If I'll show you some others, right? I think you might be able to run, yeah we do. If you run Win version, it should show it's 24H2, 4249. I don't know what, it's not quite accurate, that MS info. I think it's because it's a 32-bit version. I don't know how it works that out, but it's grabbing the CPU and stuff. But I think the calculation how it works out, I think it's because it's within excuse me, it's within the it'll launch the control panel, right? So it's just a little bits of easy ways around things. So we need to take off the UAC, so we just go UAC. I have a tendency of turning that completely off because okay, whatever, go away. right? So obviously we've gone there. I think if you do that, does it? Yeah, it does. Double click, sticks it there. Right, logo. Oh, not logo. Is it taskbar? We can go to icons. Whoops. Let's just do something for a moment. Shift. I've got Shift F10. Does it do who am I? Who am I? Right. Okay. So I'm just default user at the moment. I'm in OS, so I'm not in it yet. So the account is not set yet. Yeah, it's just computer name. It's not. I'm not actually in the user account at the moment. It's just yeah, it's setting up in public. Oh, excuse me. Computer name. Right, so the account's not set up yet. So the profile's not set up, so I'm not going to. I suppose I could do. It's installing the drivers. I think it's part of the. It's running another section of memory, so I've got a feeling if I just go log off that account, and there it goes. It just swaps it underway, you see. So now it'll just run all the updates straight away without actually seeing all that screen. It actually runs quicker. You don't need the bells and whistles, do you? You know what I mean? And I think there should be the US username should still be there. If I just go Shift F8 or Shift F10, is it? Oh no, you can't do it now because you're outside the kernel. So, well, you're outside the system. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day, guys. You get the gist now. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.